All right, today we're gonna bring a Bestway new pool. It's about 14 by 8 by 2 feet. All right, so we're gonna set this up. I'm putting lining on it, a lining on the ground first prior to setting up. So it does come in a lot of pieces. I'm gonna show you all the pieces that it comes with. It comes plenty of boxes. So we're gonna start setting it up and see how it works. So it says it's gonna take us about 30 minutes, but 30 minutes when you're doing multiple people by yourself, it's gonna take longer. All right, so I arranged it where it's gonna be perfectly fit. Just make sure you're aware where you're gonna have to have the tubing for the actual filter system, and it does come with a filter, a small little filter, but we're gonna add our own sand filter. It has a glass, so when you're swimming, you can see kids in here if you're sitting in front of it. Or not only that, you can see how clean the water is by looking at through the glass too. So the great thing we bought this one for, just to see how it looks on that one. I want to set this monstrosity of pool up and see how it works. Alright, finally finished it, guys. It's super large. I like it. Those two pieces at the end were the hardest ones because it took me about maybe an hour and 20 minutes by myself. But of course, if you have 2 or 3 people, less time, easier to pick up. I was doing everything by myself. I kind of got used to doing these pools, taking them off and on. New generation of kids don't want to help. So it's the adults, the old generation, to put these things together, but they enjoy them more than do I. So we're gonna fill it up with water. We're gonna set up our tanks, our filter system, and make sure that A is where it's coming back in, B is going out, and B is going out. So we got 2 B's coming out and 1 A going back in. So I'm gonna set this up right now and see how it works at the end. So let's set up the filter, not the one that it came with. We're gonna set up a different filter, but like this glass. Maintenance is very simple on this one. It's not that big to keep filling it up with too many chemicals. Just make sure you test it out once in a while. Make sure the water's clean. If you have a machine that cleans the actual carpet part of it, it's really good. I recommend you guys keep your maintenance. We're gonna do another video on maintenance on this. All right, so all right, here's the pool, guys. Finally finished it. I do have a wrinkle, I couldn't get rid of it. I like this part. This is my favorite part. You can watch the kids from the seat. Now I did have to modify this pool. It came with a smaller hole, 1/2 inch or 1 inch hole. I had to do the actual larger one. I'm gonna put it up so you guys can see what I did. I modify it just so I can install this sand filter. Unfortunately, this system, the filter that comes with, is not very reliable, not very good at all, and you're gonna get a lot of greenish. You're gonna do a lot more maintenance. So my recommendation, if you buy a pool like this, you are gonna have to modify this. All right, as you can see, I did modify this part, and I don't recommend you guys, if you're hesitant, unless you want to get a filter like this strong, you're gonna have to modify this. This is a must. If you don't, you're gonna end up adding something like this, and it's not reliable for this kind of system. This is a very strong filter. This is gonna be reliable. This is sucking a lot of water in and it's blowing a lot of water out. Something like this is gonna pop out. You do this overnight or something happens, you're gonna come back for a mess. So my recommendation, if you're gonna buy a pool like this, get a filter, something like this. The filter that comes with is no good at all. They're cracking down where they're not spending too much money on the actual system itself. The modified holes, they don't come with that no more. You have to modify this. The system itself, I like the color of it. The aesthetics looks beautiful. You guys can see that. But I prefer getting the actual system properly set up for a system like this. If you're gonna buy even from Bestway or Index, you're gonna have to modify that one. Now these are natural, but I'm also gonna add something, because if you guys notice, they sag a lot. And the sun kills these holes throughout the day. In time, they're starting to start leaking. So my recommendation is get maybe something so it can help you not sag. And I do have a solution for that. We're gonna set it up in another video. But for now, this I'm gonna have it right here. You don't have to have what I have, but you can have your own float, your own system. They do give you an actual chlorine system. It's very small, very petite. One drop you could fill in there. That one actually takes 2, and it's good enough for this. I do have a skimmer for this. I do have a robot pool that cleans underneath. My recommendation, enjoy it first. But when you get it, enjoy it out of the box. If you're a 200-pound guy or girl, don't use the ladder it comes with. Very, very flimsy. It's gonna fall apart. That's last year's ladders. We actually not even gonna install the new one. We're actually bought a different model. We're gonna install it. So Bestway, it's a good model. It just needs modifications. I wish they had added from last year. I mean, they're just getting a little bit cheaper, unless it's expensive, and they want you to buy more filters. That's why they include their pump. This is an eye pump. This is a sand pump. I never have to include any filters. I just include the sand pump, and that's it. Now, if you're gonna buy something like this for Bestway, get the Index or the Bestway sand filter, or Vibor. They're pretty good. Bestway, less modifications. I had to modify this one. Index, less modifications. You don't need modifications too. Generic ones or Vibor, you do have to modify things. These systems don't come. I had to put converters on these. All right, that's my only recommendation. When you have kids, watch them all the time. Even if it's a 1 foot of water, keep an eye on them. It's very safe to keep a pairing outside and have them enjoy every summer. Putting away this thing is not that hard. You're gonna have to have some lifts underneath, maybe some chairs, so it could dry up the entire system before you put it away. Once you take it out of the box, you cannot put it back in the box. It's impossible. And that's it. Watch your water flow. On the last one, they actually had lines here where you actually could see how much water you, but unfortunately on this one, you don't see the lines. They took them out. I don't recommend you going above the actual glass. I mean, I would recommend you above that where the water flows out, and that's about it. But overall, this is your Bestway pool. Very simple, easy to use. I hope you guys enjoy the video.